Happy Tuesday. We are here to talk about what is going on this week. I am here with my lovely, amazing, incredible, the wonderful one and only, my wife, Amanda Robbins. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Let's see. I'm double checking to make sure that this is working. I don't know if this is working.
We're just testing this out. We're pretty. Oh, I just spilled water on myself. Classic.
Oh, dear.
Shucks. Okay. We're
Oh,
just
we
testing
are.
this out. Are we
It is
live?
working.
Cool.
Anyways, we're thrilled y'all could join us. We're going to chit chat for probably the next 15 minutes on the topic of health.
Did I
Specifically,
freeze?
no,
Am I frozen? Oh, okay.
no, you're not.
Sorry. We're talking about health.
Yeah, specifically sleep. And so
This is great.
let's start with really, really simply. I don't think people know how important this topic is for your performance. Like if you're a leader, if you're someone who's striving for high performance in your life or business, um, side effects of doing this wrong, just so people can get a flavor for how important this is. Number one, decreased cognitive function, impaired memory, reduced concentration, slower problem solving abilities. And so I always talk to people and ask, how many of you feel like something's happened in your life where you have some level of brain fog, where you're not able to process like you used to, or you're not able to get through as much and conquer as much of the day as you used to? And people will say, like, I don't know what's going on. Is it something I'm eating? Am I just getting older? And 9 times out of 10, you just need to improve your sleep. And all of a sudden your cognition comes back. That is really loud.
What, the jungle?
No, the typing.
Oh, sorry. I was taking notes. Cognitive function.
Cognitive function. Second piece, physical health risks. So by messing up your sleep, increased risk of chronic disease like obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. P.S. Those are the top killers in the United States.
Heart disease and diabetes.
Obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. One of my favorite research studies that my friend did, Sean actually pulled it. There was two groups of people who were struggling with their weight, and they had these two groups of people split up in the two pods. They gave them the same meals, the same exercise routine. The only difference was one of the groups got 7.5 to 8 hours of high quality sleep. The other group got less than 6 hours of sleep during the same period of time. And the difference is the group with the better sleep lost 30% more weight.
Isn't that crazy? I love that. So if you want to lose weight, get more sleep.
If you want to lose weight, get more sleep.
Actually, rather, in all seriousness, the idea is if you are holding on to some stubborn weight, check your sleep quality and your sleep quantity, because it's like people think, oh, I just need to work out or I need to diet my way there. And sometimes it's just holding on because you're not getting enough sleep. Mm-hmm. I lost 5 pounds by going to sleep 8 hours a night. No, I was just kidding.
So far, if you want to improve your memory, if you want to improve concentration, if you want to improve your problem solving abilities, if you want to avoid obesity, heart disease, and diabetes, then getting better sleep helps. Emotional instability, heightened stress, anxiety, and susceptibility to mood disorders. I think it's 1/3 of the United States is on some type of antidepressant medication because they struggle emotionally. That's a lot of people. That's 1 out of 3 people around us are struggling with this. And the
1 out of 3?
1 out of 3, 1/3. 1/3 of the entire country, I think, is on some type of antidepressant medication.
This is why I feel so passionately about, I'm just going to drop Performance Coach University right now. It's why I feel so passionate about coach training and the work that we're doing in PCU, because there is this crazy mental health issue crisis, really, that doesn't seem to be getting any better, especially since the pandemic. So what I'm thinking is, and what I've noticed is, when people learn coaching tools and they become more mentally and emotionally resilient, and they understand, they question their thinking, they get clarity on their mission, their purpose, their reason for being here, what they're put on this planet to do, what they're capable of, and their possibility. And you can unlock that as a coach for someone, or unlock it for yourself. That's a game changer. There's so many people right now that are probably going, like, people that are going through something. You have no idea what you're going through. But when you step in and you start working on yourself, you start to see everyone around you change. So imagine if, whether it's your brother, your friend, your coworker, whoever it is going through something, and they're not sharing that with you, but you start elevating yourself, you start educating yourself, going through this training, you start showing up in a different way, you naturally start influencing someone to spark that gift within themselves, right? To spark that light within themselves. I'm so passionate about it. If people had these tools that we teach in PCU, I know that there would be so much more impact, and I don't know, it would just help a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Totally. I always tell people I've had people tell me over the years, some of people are just like, I want to be a coach. It's my calling. It's what I'm meant to do. Now's my moment.
Yeah.
And they go for it. Other people are like, I don't know if I really want to be a coach. And I was like, well, the truth is, most of us are trying to conquer the day or make the most out of every day of our life.
Yeah.
And if you don't have a coach, are you really pushing yourself to what's possible? Like, are you really doing it? And I made a bold statement a long time ago where I was like, everyone needs a great coach in their life. And someone wrote back, no, they don't. I was like, I don't know. If you were going to go compete in the Olympics and you have someone who shows up and says, I don't need a coach.
Yeah.
And you have another person who shows up and has a health coach, a performance coach, a mental coach, and they have all the support in all the major categories of their life. Like, I don't know, if I was a betting man and I had to bet on one of those two athletes, I'm probably going to bet on the one who's got all the coaches and support systems set up to fine tune their performance versus the one who's just there trying their best and hoping it goes well.
Yeah.
And there's always the chance of a long shot, but if you're betting your life's results on it, you're just kind of showing up hoping it goes well, or are you actually surrounding yourself with the right people? The other example I always use is a F1 racing team. Like, if you go back 50 years ago, there was one person on the pit crew. The car would pull in, the driver would get out and have a Coca-Cola while his one person ran around the car and took 5 minutes to change a tire, then put it on, then get the next tire. And then eventually 5 minutes later, the car would get pushed back out to the track and then go race.
It used to take 5 minutes?
5 minutes was a pit stop.
Wow.
And in racing, people win by like a 20th of a millisecond is the difference between first and second place nowadays. And what's interesting, 5 minutes to refuel and regenerate the car and get it back out on the track. Nowadays, they have 19 to 22 people on the pit crew that's on the track. The car pulls in, it goes full tank of gas, 4 brand new tires, and it's back on the track in legitimately like 2.7 seconds.
I want to do that for my morning routine. Who can do that?
Well, that's so the key. And then if you look at the top performers,
she's ready for the day.
I've had people tell me this. I'm about to tell you something. People were like, oh, that's for rich people. Think of the pit crew, Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, my dad. Think of the pit crew these guys have waiting for them in the morning. They get up and they get ready for the day. And we know this because some of our friends are the pit crew for some of these people.
Yeah.
They have their meals already picked out for the day. They have their fitness routine and a personal trainer already ready to help them take on the day. They have massage therapists and mental coaches and stretching therapists. And like they have a whole team of humans to keep them at insane levels of performance. And so a lot of people were like, well, I'm not LeBron James. I don't need to spend $1 million a year to keep myself at my best.
Yeah.
That's great. Then
Yeah.
step one would be learn the tools and be the first person on your own pit crew where you
Yeah.
learn the tool and you use the tool on yourself.
Yeah.
And you say,
Yeah.
hey, I learned how to, if I was going to be someone's pit crew and I was going to help them mentally be at their
Yeah.
best, here's the tool I'd use with them this morning. Great.
Yeah.
Use it on yourself. Day one, year one, use it on you. Be your own pit crew to start with. That's probably the least expensive way someone could start.
Yeah.
But it's a start. It's saying, hey, at least I know what the tool is. I know how it works. I know how to use it on someone, and I'm going to use it on me. Great. Now I got that piece dialed in. What's the next tool? And how do I apply that to the next part of my life? And what happens is little by little, you start to see incremental results. Eventually, you get to a point where it's probably a better investment of time, effort, and energy to hire someone else to be on your pit crew than to try to do it all yourself. And you get your first personal trainer, or you get your first chef, or you get your first massage therapist. And it's like, ooh, I just upgraded my pit crew. Now it's me and one person in charge of keeping me at my best. Or you get your first performance coach and you hire your own coach. Like at some point you start making progress and building your team and moving forward, and you see your progress increase. And so I'm a huge fan of that. And it's a path I followed myself. I learned these tools and went through 250 hours of training when I was 18. And I don't know if I was my first client, but I certainly used the tools myself. And so I was waking up at, 5 a.m., 4:30 a.m., 6 a.m., doing all the routines and stuff that I learned. And in the beginning, I didn't see instant results, but I started building a foundation that's built the life we have today, which is really cool. Anyways, I know we have another cohort of people starting in Performance Coach University. Is it February? What's the date?
February 5th.
February 5th.
Yeah.
So
I'm so pumped. I get to, one thing that I've started doing with our team is like jumping on the calls of people that are interested in joining, because we're very selective about it. It's not like, as you know, they're not lost in a sea of coaches. And we have the coolest humans that somehow find their way to us. And I'm so grateful for that. I was just talking with someone who actually, funny enough, was referred from one of our past students and had nothing but great things to say. And she was like, he's such an amazing human, and he's a great coach, and he has the best things to say about you guys. And so I was just talking with her literally before this, and her heart is like, she's a business owner and she leads a group that also helps support business owners. And she's like, I want more fulfillment in my life, and I want to help my team, and I want to help my people, and I want to grow myself and do something for me too, because she's also a mom and a wife and a business owner. And she's like, this is for me, but it's also in a way that I can serve others too. And so I love the heart that people come in with that want to be coaches. And specifically for performance coaching, I find that they're such amazing people. They're like, we get this one precious life. Let's crush it. Let's show up. Let's deliver. Let's give it our all. Let's tap into like our potential and help others do the same. And I just find that environment so amazing. We were just sitting at an event actually, and we were talking to a coach, and he was like, I got to jump in your program. Like, I miss being around coaches. And they're just a bunch of people that are like, they don't live an average, mediocre life. They're like you said, though, it doesn't have to be anything fancy or crazy, but they're committed. And it starts right here to just showing up and doing 1% better each and every day, right? And the compound effect of that is astronomical when every day you decide, I'm not going to settle for status quo. I am going to show up for myself, my family, my community, my loved ones, my colleagues, right? For humanity, and just be that change or ripple in it that is showing them what's possible. That's, I don't know. I could go on about it. I'm so fired up about it.
So we've had some incredible humans join our community.
Sleep in, hit snooze, and then bitch about your life because you're not getting what you want, or it's not, life's not fair. Or you can be your own pit crew, like you were saying, and you can actually like just make one small change. It could be stop hitting snooze. It could be actually set an alarm and get up and get after the day. It could be anything. That one little thing that you're going to do different to just set the trajectory of that day and therefore your life on a much better path, right? To get just 1% better every single day. I love it. I did it this morning, right? Thanks for hanging with Koa while I was finishing up my morning routine. That's probably where all this energy is coming from.
Welcome.
Do we got to go for our other class?
Yeah, I got to go teach a class in a few minutes. But the thought, we've had some very, very cool people join us in the program. We've had NFL athletes, consultants from McKinsey and Deloitte. We've had business owners. We've had special operators from the armed forces. We've had some of the coolest people come become members of our community as performance coaches.
Yeah.
And some of them wanted to use the skills to help the special operators perform even better. Some of them wanted to use the skills. They knew business consulting, but they didn't know the people side of consulting. So they had worked with all the major corporations of the world through their firm, but they wanted to learn the people side of the business. And they came to us for that. I remember we got a phone call or an email from United Airlines saying, hey, we're having a communication issue between our pilots and our corporate office. Does this program help bridge the communication gap? We were like, absolutely. Johnson & Johnson reached out. Like, we've had some of the coolest people come and check out our program over the years. And we're honored that we've built an incredible community of coaches that we are so proud of. And I always, back in the day, I used to measure my success as a coach by the results my clients got. And nowadays I measure our success by the results our coaches' clients get, where we have them. I know Andy just led a giant presentation for all of Tesco over in Europe.
Yeah.
Yes. Like, our coaches are reaching people around the world now. And I'm damn proud of that. And so if you're interested, if you're someone who either wants the tools to do some self-coaching and level up your own life, or if you're someone who wants to coach others, I just found out we have a chat box going on over here, and there's a bunch of people saying stuff to us.
Let's go. Hi, guys.
Chris, Paul, Elizabeth. There's a bunch of people saying hi. I didn't even realize that was there. We'll get better at this platform. Anyways, if you're interested, I think you go to performancecoachuniversity.com/apply. So performancecoachuniversity.com/apply. We'll figure out how to put a link in here at some point. And apply. We have a cohort starting February 5th. So
or reach out to us.
Or at least apply, and we'll see if it's a good fit. But have a great day, everyone. I have to go teach a class.
Later.